Hello, Jay. How are you today? Can you hear me?
I'm here and I can hear you loud and clear. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How are you feeling as we jump into this episode?
I'm doing well, coming off of a wellness event, and I'm excited to get into today's message.
That sounds fantastic. I'm sure you got some fresh insight from that event, and I'm excited to help you share it. Let's dive in.
Okay. Welcome to Women Over 40 Losing Weight. I'm Dr. Kisha Pickford, a nurse practitioner and hormone informed weight loss strategist for women over 40. And I'm the founder of Ample Health and Wellness. This is the podcast where we have real, honest conversations about what it really takes to lose weight, feel better, and stay healthy after 40 without the extremes, the guilt, or the confusion. And today's episode is a little different. I've recently had the opportunity to speak at a women's wellness event at a local church, and we focused on whole woman wellness. And after the session, I had several conversations with women, real conversations, real questions, real concerns. And I want to share what stood out to me because what they asked me, what they said, is what many women are quietly dealing with every day. Jay, I want to bring you into this conversation because this wasn't theory, this was real life happening.
I love that, Keisha. Real conversations always reveal what's truly on people's minds. So tell me, what stood out the most from those questions?
Yeah, the biggest question I heard over and over again was why is it so hard to lose weight now? These were women who were trying. They weren't just sitting back, they were eating less, trying to make better food choices, moving when they could, but their bodies were not responding the way they used to. And what I had to explain is this: after 40, the body changes, hormones change, metabolism changes, muscle changes. So, the same strategy we used to do in our 20s and our 30s does not work the same way anymore. Not now, not at this stage of life.
So it's not that they're doing anything wrong, it's just that their approach needs to evolve with their body's changes. That's a big realization.
Exactly. And what really stood out to me was the concern about health. Women were asking about blood pressure, diabetes, medications, long term health risks, and you could hear it in their voices. It wasn't just about weight, it was about, I am heading in the wrong direction. Is there something I can still change? Is there something I can still do even though I'm after 40, I'm after 50? I'm in my 60s. What can I still do? And then another topic that really stood out to me and it really touched me, it was a lot of these women were caregivers. And so many of them were taking care of husbands. They had children. Some had grandchildren that they had become the main parent for. And some had aging parents. And on top of that, a lot of these women were still working. And what I kept hearing was, I don't have time for myself. Self care felt like it was a luxury to some of them, if they could get it at all. A lot of them were neglecting themselves. Health became something that they would just get to later. And that was part of my message, is that we have to take that time to put ourselves first, no matter what, sometimes before we can begin to take care of others. And that was where the real struggle is, because when you're constantly pouring out and giving yourself, a lot of times you don't have anything left to pour into yourself and do good self care and self management.
That's such an important point. Many women really do put themselves last. So, how did you reframe this for them?
A lot of times I would typically say what I would generally and what I have been saying for a while now is that you are not broken. You are overwhelmed and your body is responding to stress, to the lack of rest, to inconsistent nutrition, and no time for recovery. And when we understand that, we stop blaming ourselves and we start building a strategy to support what we're going through. And I didn't give them complicated examples or complicated plans. We only had a limited time together, but I kept it as simple as I could.
And keeping it simple is key, especially for women juggling so much. So, what practical guidance did you offer them that they could realistically start with?
Just some practical tips. And we've said this often on the channel, and a lot of these women were new to me. And we've talked often about eating balanced meals, adding small movement like walking, incorporating strength training. A lot of women, they were talking about trying to fit in cardio. And that's not what a lot of times we need at this age. Incorporating strength training, improving sleep, and creating small moments for themselves. Because at this stage of life, small, consistent actions matter more than extreme changes.
That's such a powerful message. Small, consistent steps really do build momentum. So, as we wrap up, what's the one key takeaway you want every listener to remember from today?
From this event, I was so excited to be there. I really enjoyed getting out in the community and interacting with people more on I hate to say a non professional level, but the administrative people just not there. And the one thing, if I I want everyone, not only the ladies that I came into contact with, the one thing that I would want everyone to take away from this today is that you are not alone in what you're experiencing. What you're feeling, it's common, but it is also changeable. It can be changed, and your health is worth your time even if you have to start small. And if you want to go deeper, which is what I shared a lot with the ladies at the event, you can always start with my book, The Wait is Over, where I walk through these strategies step by step, these practical strategies. And inside the Fresh Start coaching program, we implement these strategies together. We actually put them into action. In both of these offers, you can learn more at amplehealthandwellness.com.
That's a powerful note to end on, Keisha. You've given them both hope and a practical path forward. I'm sure this episode will resonate deeply.
Yes, I hope it will resonate deeply. This was another one of our just quick notes for this Good Friday, just to let everybody know that Ample Health and Wellness is out in the community. And we are actually trying to get more one on one with our clients and with the people who actually and really need our services. And we want to thank you all to our listeners today for spending time and taking the time to listen to this message. And we hope that this conversation helped you feel seen, encouraged, and it reminded you that sustainable weight loss and wellness after 40 is possible, even when we take it to the community. New episodes of Women Over 40 Losing Weight are released every Friday. And I think that's going to wrap us, Jay. Until next time, we need everybody to stay strategic, stay consistent, and keep moving forward.
We'll see you all next week. Take care and keep moving forward, everyone.
Yes, see you all next week. Bye for now.
That was a heartfelt episode, Keisha. I'm sure your listeners will really connect with it. Now that it's recorded, we'll get that upload package ready when you are.
Yes, I hope they will.